The previous assault by the Neon Allied powers on the green defenses had failed, but Dutch saw that as an opportunity. They had crippled the remaining forces for the most part. All that was left was a small number of troopers with barely any tanks left to fight back with. Dutch, Violet, and Scruffles could possibly muster enough men to launch a final attack on the Neon Greens and destroy them forever. It could be an extremely risky play, for if this final army failed, then the Neon Greens would be capable of turning around and crushing whatever remained of the yellow, purple, and blue armies. Dutch had been speaking with the leaders and proposed the idea, explaining the battle plan in every small detail. "I like the risky play, Dutch. It shows confidence," General Violet said. "But the Neon Greens will surely be backed into a fortress. They won't be easy to destroy. That's why we're gonna go and lead the charge with our men. If we're there on the front lines, we can command every strategic movement and breakthrough." "Well, it has been a while since I've been in a good fight, and the men do get a morale boost from it. I suppose the Neon Purple Army will have your back still, Dutch. The Yellows will as well," Scruffles chimed in. "Very good. I will see you fellows on the battlefield." Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daily Tactics here, and I am back with what very well could be the final episode of the Army Men Neon Wars series. Today we find ourselves on the Neon Green border here, and the Neon Greens have set up the last remaining pieces of their army here. This is every man they could muster for this defensive. After their last defensive battle, they were only left with a handful of troops, and so now they've mustered all their wounded, all of their reserves, and they've placed them out on the field here of battle. They've got all their remaining panzer tanks, they've got all their remaining anti-tank guns, and they've lined them all up in these trenches, spanning all the way back through these little villages, through the woods, to their final military base here, where their leader, Fitz, right there in this little bunker, is going to be doing a final stand type of a deal. Their enemy is, of course, the Allied powers here. We've got the purples, the yellows, and the blues. Their leaders can be seen here. We have Scruffles, the yellow leader, Dutch here, the neon blue leader, or turquoise, whatever you like, and General Violet here, the neon purple leader. So these guys are going to be attacking the final base of the Neon Greens, and they are using the last of their armies as well. They took heavy losses in that last battle that they lost. These are the last troopers they could possibly muster as well, and so both sides, this is it. This is the end. So if the Neon Greens lose, then they lose for good, and that's the end of the series. But if the Neon Alliance here loses, then it's possible that the Greens do a counterattack on the Allied cities, and the series could go on. So we'll sort of see what happens. This is the last battle, and this is the deciding factor in who wins the Neon War here. This very much so matters. So without further ado, I'll be right back, and we can get this started. All right, you bad Larrys, I think we're ready to roll here. Go ahead and press start, and pretty much the Allied army is going to start walking forward almost immediately here. Pretty sweet. Actually, we've already got some explosions going on over this way as oh, they're hunting one of the cows. Aw, the poor cows. They're like random cows sort of scattered about, and that poor little dude ended up getting got. All right, I'm worried. Are those guys runners or? No, they're stopping to shoot. Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like everyone's stopping to shoot, so no runners in this battle, which is a very good thing. We're seeing the colors begin to combine now, but the blues are, for the most part, still sort of taking the first steps forward for the army. The Neon Greens are beginning to shoot back. Wow, this anti-tank cannon went down extraordinarily early. That's actually kind of interesting. But at least the troopers within the trench are still firing away. That's a very good thing. These guys need to stay alive for as long as possible and really try and take out as many troopers as possible. I know it's very early in the battle, but if you start off early, getting the kills you need to get, then later on their job will be just so much easier. Here comes one of the T-34-76 tanks that the Neon Purples have. It's just sort of rolling up on here unopposed because the anti-tank gun for the Neon Greens did go down so early. The Neon Greens do have bazooka troopers, though, every so often, so that will help, but right now it's looking pretty bad. A T-34-76 over here for the Neon Purples, though, was taken out. It looks like it was likely due to this anti-tank gun, or it could have been this neon green tank, but this one over here seems to be trying to target that neon purple tank, and you can see it coming up over the horizon. The neon purple tank is looking to combat this neon green Panzer. The neon green Panzer refusing to shoot, though. I'm not sure why it hasn't shot its main gun. Kind of interesting. Oh, but this seems to have gotten hit by something. It's still rolling, though. Oh, yeah, you can see the bullet penetration right there. And there we go. It does end up going down in a fiery ball of flames. Here comes one of the neon blue Black Princes, though. These things are very, very tough to take out. The neon greens probably would be best off if they tried to track it before fully destroying it. But we'll just sort of have to see how they end up handling that. The anti-tank gun here has gone down, but the neon green Panzer is still alive. The trenches are getting sort of cut down here, and over here we're actually even seeing a full-on charge through the trenches. Neon green soldiers trying their best to sort of stop and stem this tide, but too many troopers coming on through now. So the Allied armies did take quite a number of losses here in the very opening bits of this battle. They lost some tanks, they lost some troopers, but overall they did manage to overcome this first rank of trenches, and now they're sort of moving on to the second side. And this second bit of the map is really focused within the forest here. We can see the trench lines in here filing off their bullets, which is a good thing to see. They need to keep that sustained fire up. They lost their M60 gunner. They've still got a few Scar H's and a rifleman, but that M60 is actually a pretty big loss, and they're going to start getting swarmed pretty soon here because the Neon Alliance is really going for a full power move here. They know that this is the last sort of opportunity for them to win this war, so they're just charging full on in, trying to be fast and brutal, and taking no prisoners, really. They're still trying to take out this neon green tank. Ooh, one of the flamethrowers actually shooting some of its flame arcs over here. I think it might have actually managed to connect with a few neon green soldiers there. And yes, one of them was trying to crawl away while on fire. That's tough to see. That's a brutal way to go, you gotta admit. Black Prince tangoing with the Panzers over here. Actually, it looks like the Panzer's shooting at this Black Prince way back here, which might be damaged. It's hard to tell. Not fully sure about that one. Infantry still sort of coming up here. They finally did end up taking out that Panzer 4G, which is very good. Alright, and still on the right side here, working through these trenches that are within the woods. It seems like they've taken out the majority of them. The woods weren't super heavily defended with trenches, but they definitely had troopers within them. I think the next major defensive point will likely be... yeah, probably this strip right here is pretty large. They've got some tanks here. They've got a lot of troopers behind cover. They've also got this military complex up here with troopers in it. So I think that'll be like the next major defensive point. But for now, the Allied forces are still sort of cruising through this first one, just making sure everyone's gone. They're being very thorough, which is probably a good thing. Not letting anyone stay behind their flank where they could do some serious damage without them even knowing, which is often actually a problem we see. Oh my god, it's like the meeting of the bazookas over here. They must have all migrated this way because of all the tanks. But yeah, often we see in these assaults that the troopers tend to blitz forward a little too fast, and thus they actually leave their flank exposed quite a bit. So it's good to see that these guys are thoroughly clearing each spot before they proceed forward. And that sort of maintains their superiority on the battlefield. As we can see by the mini-map here, the blue is the Neon Greens and the red are the Neon Alliance. And the Neon Alliance still has a lot of troopers, but the Neon Greens has rows and rows of troopers left alive. So this battle is far from over from either side, even though the battle seems to be slowing down just slightly. Right now, this massive trench system right here is under some heavy fire, and they are getting fully sweeped here. They're trying their best to respond with some fire of their own, but they're getting hit by explosive after explosive. I think the problem with this position is it's sort of dead center, and it's easily flankable from basically all sides. So that's likely why they went down so quickly and easily. But their comrades on the right side also going down here is absolutely brutal. The Neon Alliance is doing just an absolutely fantastic job here of sweeping through. And it's not like their troopers have more health or anything, because both sides actually have the exact same amount of health and roughly the same amount of troopers too. So really, I think the Neon Alliance is just doing an excellent job. But this position here that I was talking about earlier does prove to be quite difficult for them to take. This Panzer 4G is doing a great job of rounding off some fire, and also the troopers on the ground are doing a fantastic job as well. So, all in all, this is proving to be difficult, just like I had thought it would, and we're seeing droves of Neon Alliance troopers going down before they're able to really do much damage. Over here on the left, yeah, this side got pretty swept. Neon Alliance did take some losses, but overall, I would say this was a failure for the Neon Greens. Hopefully, later on in the battle, they'll sort of pick it up on the left side, because right now the left side's getting pretty tanked through. I think this position right here will be a heavily contested area. Alright, let's switch back on over here and check this out. Seems like some of the infantry troopers over here on the far right for the Neon Greens are starting to take some heavy losses, and they're getting beat to death, but that Panzer is still alive, and I think that's the biggest challenge that the Neon Alliance needs to sort of overcome over here. And it looks like the Black Prince way over here. Is this skirmishing with it? It might be. And isn't there a second Black Prince somewhere? Well, the second Black Prince actually finally repaired itself and is moving forward. That's good to see. But those are the last two tanks that the Neon Alliance sort of has during this battle. They've still got bazooka troopers though, so the tank shouldn't be too hard to deal with. And it looks like that tank did end up going down. I imagine it was a bazooka trooper that did end up taking out. So that should open up this region for the Neon Alliance to sort of crush through now without that heavy tank resistance that they were facing previously. Left side over here, they're still cruising. They're still doing a nice job. Looks like a few piles of bodies over here are starting to mount as this trench system puts up quite a bit of resistance here. Though these troopers are now sort of getting overrun, but they did a great job while they were still alive. They're getting grenaded now. Grenading, of course, being a very effective strategy for clearing trenches. By the way, guys, I meant to address this earlier, but just because Army Men Neon Wars is coming out now doesn't mean Army Men Civil War is over or anything like that. We still have, basically an entire season to go. I've just been kind of slow on the release of those because I honestly think the genre has been sort of like, it's oversaturated now at this point. So many people so fast were releasing videos on it, and I think I was definitely a part of the problem. There was at one point where I was releasing like consistently one or two, usually two being the max, Army Men videos a week. And I think that just sort of led to the death of the genre a little bit. And there were so many channels doing it, whether it be Men of War YouTubers or, you know, all the separate Army Men games like Home Wars and things like that. It was just, I think it got to be too much, and, you know, no one can consume that fast. So I think that sort of led to the death of the genre a little bit. So I'm trying to ease them in, and you can tell it's sort of the death of the genre as views on the videos are becoming so much lower across all channels. So I think people were just kind of tapped out of Army Men. So if you're questioning why I don't really upload that series or this series as much anymore, it's because of that, and I want to sort of help to support the revival of the genre rather than feed into its death. So I'm gonna be uploading Army Men content a lot slower, maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe once a week. We'll sort of see. Yeah, so don't worry, the series is going nowhere. It's still very much so going to be active on this channel. So if you subscribe to that, keep in touch, because it'll certainly still be there, but I just want to make sure that I don't spam it too much and, you know, really kill off the genre super fast or anything like that. So I hope you guys do understand that. I'm trying to be conscious of sort of like how much people want to see certain types of videos, and obviously the main reason people sub to my channel is for Star Wars content. And so Army Men is taking a little bit of a back burner, but don't worry, it will still be extremely present on the channel overall. Either way, in the background of this video, we've been seeing Army Men troopers holding out a lot better than previously. Sort of the little trenches full of like small numbers of people over here, and then putting up good resistance because they've had nice choke points and things like that. And now we're sort of back to the larger scale trench defenses, and the Neon Alliance is doing a pretty good job on the right side, clearing them out. Where they sort of got stuck earlier was over here, but now they're cruising a lot more, and you can see them sort of annihilating these trenches quite nicely. The left side over here, they've got this massive trench right here, just full to the brim with Neon troopers, and right now there's only 1 or 2 dead troopers in there, so this is going to be a heavy point of contention, and we can already see the Neon Alliance is losing heavily over here. This is very, very brutal warfare going on at this position. They did manage to take out this tank up here, though, and so that was a good thing. I wonder how many kills that tank got. The problem with a large map like this is we can only watch so many positions at once, so we kind of miss out on a little bit of the action everywhere, which kind of sucks, but at the very least, we're getting to see the majority of these guys sort of walking through the woods, walking through the tall grass, working their way forward, and slowly eliminating this larger trench. We can see more losses are being taken over here, though still probably not nearly as many as the Neon Alliance needs to really blast through there. Over here we can see this sort of village's wall defense over here is becoming activated. They're taking a few losses, but overall they're still standing pretty tall. Neon Greens have set up a very, very respectable sort of attrition front lines type of a defense over here, and the Neon Alliance is surely feeling it right now. Yeah, because we're seeing them take losses every which way. It's pretty brutal. We see actually a few snipers back here, which are actually a rather recent addition to the mod. Snipers weren't in there for quite some time, but now they are, which I'm very happy about because I think they look absolutely sweet. So I decided to add a few to this battle, and I think this is the first battle I've done with these snipers in them, and they've got, I think that's a Springfield rifle? So that's pretty cool. Expect to see some more of those in the future, because I think they're really pretty sweet. Alright, we're sort of coming on to the wall defense here. They've got about one more row of trenches that the Neon Alliance has to get through before they get to the wall defense, but once they get there it'll be pretty brutal battling. Alright, this tank back here, it's just tracked, so we can activate the repair rule on that. This one is just lodged, so we'll dislodge it so it can come forward. And then there's like a whole lot of troopers way back here who are just sort of hanging out in the back line, so we'll just bring them forward so they get actually into the battle here. Because they should be, you know, attacking, but instead they're being wimps and staying behind. So just sort of trying to re-gear everyone forward. The frontline troopers have definitely taken some losses recently, and they could use those sort of forces with them. Looks like this massive trench line over here is getting flanked slightly, so that could definitely lead to this trench's downfall. Actually, they're getting flanked heavily right now. We can see a group moving in behind there, and they're also getting attacked from the front, so this is a very, very nice hammer and anvil sort of strategy going on. We'll see how they handle it, because they could very easily take out those flankers, and we're seeing a number of the flankers going down. Or it could work out very poorly for them. I think what's helping is this Panzer tank is aiding in this defense quite a bit here. Quite a bit. And so the Neon Alliance here is struggling massively. Here come some of those reinforcements coming in that I was talking about and that we just brought up, so we'll see if they manage to really do anything here. They're just coming straight down the middle of the road, working their way forward. I think this trench is fully taken. No, it's not, actually. There's still like 6 or 7 troopers over here that the Neon Alliance still needs to wipe out. Where are those tanks? Okay, they're still coming up. Black Princes are extraordinarily slow, as we know, so it's going to take a little while. Still, a ton of troopers just not coming forward. I don't fully understand why. Oh, there's also like yellow tanks that just never came forward. They must have been stuck in the back of the map or something. There's another one back here. None of the yellow tanks came forward. That's super weird. So I guess the Neon Alliance is getting some, I suppose, surprise reinforcements right now, in the form of a multitude of tanks as well as a little bit of infantry, so that's good for them. They're still sort of stuck on this one trench line, but I imagine some tank support could certainly help. Ooh, the flamethrower trooper could have gotten some sweet action right there, but instead ends up going down. Yeah, I think the addition of tanks to this part of the army could help a lot. I sort of noticed the yellows didn't have any tanks at the beginning of the battle, and I just sort of thought maybe they were being slow or sluggish, but it turns out yellow tanks just decided to never come forward. Also, I have no idea what happened to Dutch, Violet, and Scruffles. For all we know, they could very well still be alive, or they could have gone down at any point. It's very hard to tell, especially when you're dealing with such a large army here. Let's see. Alright, so here come the Black Princes. Here are some of those yellow Shermans that are coming forward. Slowly but surely, they're making their way to the front of the battlefield here. They should probably make it there a little bit faster because their men are getting really just butchered here. In the middle of a road, we're seeing droves of them going down. A couple of snipers and a machine gunner. Still trying to work on this flank of this trench giving them so much trouble. Really kind of difficult to take that one, I think. They did end up eliminating all these guys over here. Let's see. Yeah, the Neon Alliance, really not a ton of troopers left. Ooh, one machine gunner came very, very far forward here and is actually attacking the walls a little bit. I wonder if he's actually copped any kills. Oh, one dead right here. It could have been him. Another dead here. But all in all, the walls still sort of stand tall, which is kind of cool to see. What is this? Back here, too. Oh, there's a whole bunch of troopers back here that never came forward. It's just like stuck or something. I'm so confused as to why they never decided to come forward. So I'm just trying to get everyone to the front lines who is sort of dilly-dallying behind, just so, you know, they actually come forward here. Alright. Well, perhaps with the addition of these tanks as they slowly move through all the taken territory, maybe then the Neon Alliance can actually cop a victory here, but you gotta remember the Neon Greens still have one Panzer, which is a lethal tank. It's a very powerful tank. And they might also have some bazooka troopers in here. I don't know if they were all on the front lines or not. There's Fitz himself, chilling there in his bunker. They got a flamethrower unit, and they got a bazooka right there. Well, they got a few bazookas here and another flame trooper, so they can definitely 100% do some damage to those tanks. It all depends on how accurate they are and things like that, but okay, the flankers over here are resorting to using bazookas on these guys, and they're still unable to kill them. Just not having the reach that they probably want to be having on that position. A purple soldier over here was coming forward. He got shot down, though. Oh, and here's one of the Black Princes, firing away with its machine gun at quite a hefty distance there. It's probably not very accurate, all in all, but I suppose it's a strategy. And the rest of the Neon Alliance troopers sort of hanging back a little bit. Just a wee bit. Here come the yellow Shermans firing some rounds off. I think they're starting to skirmish maybe with that neon green Panzer, or trying to. It's a row of 3 of them, so that's pretty hefty, though Panzers can just tear through Shermans, in all honesty. They're probably a pretty equal match because it's just a Panzer 4G, but they both can easily wipe each other out. And there we go, there's a hit from the Sherman, from the Panzer on the Sherman. The map, there we go, the camera angle was a little bit messed up there. So, there we go, one of the Shermans going down in a blaze of glory. The Panzer already proving very, very successful in this endeavor. Here comes another Sherman getting torn to bits again. One Sherman left against this Panzer. Having trouble with the camera angles, I do apologize about that. There we go, that's a little better. Okay, so one last Sherman back here, showing its complete rear to the tank. That's such a stupid idea, but whatever. But the Black Princes are coming through over here, finally managing to mow down some of these troopers that were in this trench line. These guys proving such a pest to the oncoming Neon Alliance, but luckily these Black Princes are going to be tearing through them. Black Prince, I think, would be the best match against the Panzer, but the Panzers could totally take them out. Ooh, it's actually dead. I wonder if who did that? Was it the Sherman? It wasn't the Sherman. Was it one of these guys? They both have a tank kill, but those could have been from earlier on. Perhaps it was a bazooka trooper on the Neon Alliance's infantries? I don't know what it was. It could have been anyone. Okay, still a few dilly-dallying troopers way behind. We're just going to bring anyone who's dilly-dallying forward and sort of force them into this battle. And this is sort of the last attack here. The Neon Alliance is completely ill-equipped in terms of infantry. Their really only saving grace here is these tanks, which are trying to pepper the walls with some fire, but they're struggling, really. It's a tough thing to attack with just 3 tanks and very little infantry support. They should probably focus on taking out these tiny little trenches down here first, and it looks like they're doing a pretty good job of it because of just that, the bazooka troopers firing at them. So this tank took a nasty shot to the side. Still operational. I wonder if it's... maybe it lost some crew or something. I don't know. Or it could be fine. These things can absorb some serious attacks, but you gotta be careful there. And they're just laying it on thick. Just take these guys out. Come on, dudes. That's what you should be doing. Stop okay, there we go. He finally took out that bazooka trooper, who was just absolutely railing on him. How many... this thing got any damage to it? It lost a crew member, but it managed to survive those beefy shots right there. Sherman over here attacking from the side with a little bit of infantry support, trying to attack these walls with its heavy machine gun. Infantry is kind of dawdling about in the middle here, not doing too much. Oh, there's actually still neon green soldiers, first of all, up here, firing down at the infantry. So the tanks went past this infantry here, and now the infantry is still having to deal with them. So that's kind of rough, but at least the tanks are starting their assault over here. This flame unit is getting awfully close to a good position on these black princes as they come forward. We'll see if it manages to actually do it. I don't know. He doesn't seem to be firing. I think he'd be in range now. Maybe he's getting a little stage fright. He's terrified, probably. Maybe. No, but... what? Bruh. That's a real bruh moment right there. Now this is a face-off for the ages. Whoops. There we go. And it's just gonna do that. What? You can't make it up there, dude. Yeah, the walls of the neon greens are definitely taking a bit of a beating right now. There's Fitz. Fitz is still alive. But they still got troopers. Oh! Big explosion over here. I wonder if it was this thing. Honestly, we're just gonna help. Oh no, it's self-adjusting. There we go. Good job. Good job, AI, for once. I wonder if this thing's actually damaged. Oh, it is. It is damaged. Okay. I think it's tracked. Or it's engine damaged. So I guess that bazooka trooper did end up doing a little bit of damage to it. M4 Sherman over here, still alive. It is not damaged. It seems to be taking a breather right now. The infantry slowly pushing up this hill. I think they're trying to finally kill the rest of these guys up here. Looks like they got a few kills while we were watching elsewhere. This one trooper in this trench is still alive. He's rounding off at some of this infantry. The infantry trying to take him out. Oh, he actually managed to get a purple kill right there. Purple infantry also having to focus on the wall slightly. Another purple infantry trooper going down there. Wow. How many kills does this guy have? This guy's got 3 kills. It's not bad. He does just have an SMG. Alright, this black prince up here. Getting kind of stuck on this slope. What are you doing? Mate, why... Bit confused as to what you're doing there. This soldier's still alive. Still 2 over there. Sherman's not really doing much. I'd say it's all up to the black princes. Even they're derping out. You want to just get up there, buddy? There you go. Just gotta ease him into it a little bit. Alright, let's see what happens. Neon Greens might have a few tricks up their sleeve. I don't know. I don't see any bazooka troopers. But I mean, I guess anything could happen. They could get grenaded, because I think some of these troopers do have anti-tank grenades. The thing has to just get close enough to the people who do. But we can see it's now just sort of mass firing into the wall from behind, and these troopers are sort of panicking like, oh, what do we do? Help. I think we can exact the tank repair rule here. It's a very dangerous tank repair rule because this guy could get sniped from the walls, which he does, and he dies. So I guess we'll not do that. This M4 should probably be attacking. We're just going to sort of goad these guys along as this is turning into a rather long video. Any infantry over here? we're just going to have them start to slowly migrate up this way and take on this trench. And hopefully they kill this guy too. Sort of see if that happens. That guy gets kaboomed. And then the... Oh. Yep. Are you kidding me? Wow. Alright. What are you doing? My goodness. These tanks. Maybe we can try the repair rule over here once more. Oh, he instantly got KO'd. This guy up here. Oh, he gets shot. Man, I mean, these tanks, they should be able to win this battle here. If they just stop derping around so much. This he just destroyed the guard tower. What are you doing? Buddy. Are you the dumbest tank drivers ever? They're just gonna try and reposition him so he's not like stuck. There you go. Do what you want. In all honesty, this should be a Neon Alliance victory because the Neon Greens didn't save anything that could possibly take out tanks at this stage in the battle. And we're seeing that if the tanks actually do what they should be doing, then they are a dominant force, but a lot of the time we're seeing them not do what they should be doing. Like this one, like, dude, do you not see all those dudes over there? There you go. Just target them. It's easy. It's just, you know. There we go. That was sad, but it worked, I guess. Okay. Honestly, we're just gonna take over for the Neon Alliance here. I know you guys tend to kind of hate it when I help, but at this point, it's fairly clear that they have 3 tanks, which is a crazy amount. Actually, our AA gunner just got knocked out, but we got a second one up there. So 3 tanks versus infantry who their only anti-tank capability is grenades, and we can just shoot them from a distance. This should be a Neon Alliance victory quite easily. There we go, just drop a building on his head. So we're just gonna make the tanks do what they should be doing. I think this is fair, honestly. I don't think this is a bad example of me helping. I think this is in fact just a sensible one because it makes sense. So let's just have some fun slaughtering these guys with the tanks that we have here, because that's a good thing. Just rotate the turret. That's the problem with these Black Princes. They're so freaking slow. So gosh dang slow. There we go. Killed all those fellas. Now you head that way. You head this way. You still can't repair this tank without dying, which is kind of funny. This blue soldier is literally staring at this guy, and he's not shooting him. Let's see. Why aren't you able to fire? Do these snipers not work? I don't think the sniper rifles work. Holy cow. Are you kidding me? There you go. That's one way to do it. This guy can just Rambo this way with that. You, Black Prince, start targeting those guys over there. Sherman, again, the AI being stupid and getting themselves stuck on a stupid slope that they shouldn't be able to. Alright, you know what? Let's just... There goes Fitz. The leader's dead. The leader of this neon green war is gone. Oh, actually our AA turret gunner got shot off there again. But, sort of able to clear, just destroy these guys. HE shot for that guy in the bunker. Nope, actually he died pretty easily. Let's take down this tower just for fun. Nope, never mind. Apparently that wasn't powerful enough. Don't go that way, just go that way. Oh my god. Little Rambo dude over here. This guy's out of ammo again. Buddy. No! Does this guy's sniper work? No, none of the snipers work. I'm gonna have to talk to Imperial Dutch Mapping about that. Oh, the last guy in the wall over here just died. We have one more infantry trooper. Nope, you're dead. Alright, so there's one last neon green here. Let's just snipe him from over here. Let's see what we can do. Nope. It's a hard shot, apparently. Alright, you know what? Get these guys out here. Have them run up on this guy. See what we can do with these guys who were in the tanks. Oh! How about this guy? You know what? Just grenade him. Just enough shenanigans. Just use a grenade. There we go. Nope. But of course not. You know, why would we get the kill here? Why on earth? Nope, he's dead too. Oh my god, if this is this one guy gonna beat the entire Neon Alliance? Dude, just give up. Please. We don't have enough troopers for this. It would be so funny if this one guy just defeated everyone. They're just gonna have a tank roll up on him. That's the plan. Going fast motion here. That'd be so funny. There we go. Actually, they sniped him right there. Okay, so barely a victory here. The Neon Alliance won with 3 working tanks. Of course, the tank crew of this thing bailed out, so they've got 3 working tanks, but only the tank crew of about 1.5. This has got 1 less than full capacity, and then this one has only 2 troopers in it when it should have like 5. So, losses. Yellow are the Neon Alliance, red are the Neon Greens. And losses all around were atrocious. Both sides took extreme losses every step of the way. Very even battle, which this entire series was very even, to be honest. So, Fitz has been defeated. The Neon Greens have been defeated and have capitulated. The Neon Alliance has been successful, though they were extremely destroyed during this entire thing. They have barely any military left, so really it's just rebuilding, I guess, from here in post-war Neon lands. Either way, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this series. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you did. More Army Men Civil War to come, more series to come, new stuff to come. Should be rather fun. Check out all my social medias, link in the description if you want to, and I'll see you all later. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.